It's a Wednesday and there's plenty of news to get into as we move towards the Qatar Grand Prix coming up this weekend. But as I say, there's a lot of headlines going around. We're talking about Antonio Giovinazzi saying goodbye to Alfa Romeo. We're talking about the inquest into that incident at Turn 4 that has been asked for by Mercedes. And we're looking at Sergio Perez and his battle with Lewis Hamilton last weekend at Interlagos. So much to get into, but before we go any further, just hit the subscribe button down below to stay up to date with everything that we do here at GPFans. And now, let's get into those all-important headlines. Mercedes has requested a right to review in relation to Max Verstappen's defence of the lead against Lewis Hamilton at the São Paulo Grand Prix. Verstappen forced both drivers off track on lap 48 of the race at Interlagos, with Hamilton attempting to take the lead on the outside of turn 4. The stewards failed to penalise Verstappen at the time after declining to even investigate the matter. The decision was deemed laughable by Mercedes team principal Toto Wolff, who stated he was losing faith in the stewards, who did not have Verstappen's onboard view available during the race. FIA race director Michael Massey suggested the release of the footage would be the smoking gun for the incident, and just hours after the video was released, Mercedes has requested a review. A statement from the team reads, Mercedes AMG F1 team confirms that we have today requested a right of review under Article 14.1.1 of the International Sporting Code in relation to the Turn 4 incident between car 44, Hamilton's, and car 33, Verstappen's, on lap 48 of the 2021 Brazilian Grand Prix, on the basis of new evidence unavailable to the stewards at the time of their decision. Now, Lando Norris and Sergio Perez were both penalised 5 seconds for forcing another driver off the track at the Red Bull Ring earlier this year, and should the same consequence be applied here, Verstappen would fall behind Bottas to third in the race classification. We'll keep an eye on how this goes as we continue to the Qatar Grand Prix coming up this weekend. Sergio Perez has described Lewis Hamilton as being on another planet after his astonishing win in Brazil at the São Paulo Grand Prix. Hamilton recovered from a net 25 place grid penalty across a combined 91 laps of the sprint qualifying and Grand Prix upon F1's return to Brazil after an enforced break last year. During Hamilton's charge, Perez was at least able to put up a fight and even get back past the British driver early on, but in the end, the Mexican was powerless to resist. It was really important to try and keep him there, otherwise he was going to put the pressure onto Max straight away, said Perez of his early fight with Hamilton. I mean, it was impressive the straight line speed that they have. Most of the time I looked in my mirrors and he was so far away, but then I looked at the end of the straight and he was right next to me. So it was a bit crazy, but he was just on another planet. After enduring a tough start to life at Red Bull, Perez has been on red-hot form of late by taking 3 consecutive podiums prior to the São Paulo Grand Prix. The record, a personal best for the Mexican driver, came to an end in Brazil after a brief virtual safety car period allowed Valtteri Bottas to pit and jump ahead. We were extremely unlucky, reflected Perez. There was nothing we could have done differently. With the virtual safety car there, we just got very unlucky, and unfortunately, that helped Mercedes and Bottas to do the undercut on us. I think we did the best we possibly could, but it's a bit of a shame. We should have finished ahead of Bottas. And finally, Antonio Giovinazzi has claimed F1 can be ruthless when money rules after being dropped by Alfa Romeo for the 2022 season. The Italian will be replaced by F2 contender Guan Yu Zhou, who will become the first Chinese driver in the sport's history and is believed to be heavily backed financially. The move brings an end to Giovinazzi's association with Alfa Romeo and Sauber, which began in 2017 when he stood in for Pascal Wehrlein at the start of the season before becoming a full-time driver in 2019. In a social media post after his departure was announced, Giovinazzi said, F1 is emotion, talent, cars, risk, speed. But when money rules, it can be ruthless. I believe in the surprise of an unexpected result, of big or small victories achieved thanks to one's commitment. He went on to say, unfortunately, we often struggle to find the right words to show our gratitude towards someone, but I think there's nothing more beautiful than being able to say thank you. Thank you for everything and those team members who have supported me through all these wonderful years. The biggest thank you is to my fans who have always been close to me and made me feel their affection in every occasion. So, is anybody feeling a little bit sorry for Antonio Giovinazzi being forced out of Formula 1 for perhaps financial reasons more than just driver reasons? Let us know in the comments section below. Could Sergio Perez have done a little bit more to try and keep Lewis Hamilton behind him last Sunday, or was there just no stopping the British driver? And Mercedes and their inquest into that incident at turn 4 between Max and Hamilton, will the stewards be changing their mind after seeing that onboard camera view? Let us know all of your thoughts on that in the comments section below, and hit subscribe as well to stay up to date with everything that we do in our final run-in to the end of the season here at GP Fans.